this past Friday, the whole world gets turned upside down. The crew gets stuck traveling, and you get a call that you and the NXT crew are going to SmackDown. Walk me through the early part of that day.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, I got a text message about 2:15 saying, "Hey, there's a chance, you might be needed for SmackDown." And then 2 minutes after that, it was, "You're needed for SmackDown, and a plane leaves in an hour and a half." So fortunately, I was home, so I quickly, get all my stuff together and get all rushed. And we get there, and we're waiting on this plane, or waiting for the plane to show up because the plane's late. Then the plane gets there, and it takes us. We end up landing. And we're kind of figuring out the idea of what we're going to be doing while we're in the air. When we do land, we land at about 7:30. But again, this is in Buffalo, so there's like a decent little trip yet to get there. We walk into the arena at around 8:15, 8:20. Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman were just finishing in the ring. And that is kind of how the the whole process started. It was definitely one of the wackiest days of my career, because I think at that point, me and Brian ended up walking out to the ring around 9:30. So it was like I had about an hour to kind of get ready and get focused and get in the zone and all that jazz. So, but yeah, totally wild day. But it all happened so fast that it almost didn't feel real. Like it was such a crazy. I remember that night being like, yeah, oh my God, I can't believe that happened today. So very stressful, but really, really cool.
Now, let me ask you this. When I was there in the early days of NXT, the first days actually of NXT, there was always sort of that chip on our shoulder mentality. It was us versus the machine, so to speak. And I'm obviously not in as deep with NXT as I once was. Does that sort of mentality still permeate the locker room? Is it still that us versus them mentality?
I don't know, because that's a great question. There is a certain demand and expectation we all have of ourselves. Like I know one of the coolest things to me about our crew, as far as what we're focusing on, like for example, a takeover event, like our whole roster will sit there and watch the entire show. And when someone has like a killer match, everybody is thrilled. And everybody is like, "Oh my God, you did so awesome, you did so great." So there's this certain, I guess, sense of wanting to prove it to yourself that you can go and you're good and you're a top level performer and a top level athlete. But as far as like focusing on what everybody else is doing, I don't know. At least for me, I'm not thinking about that. When I have a match that night or whatever I'm doing that night, I'm just focused on making sure my segment or my match is exciting and as good as possible. I mean, of course, for some people, I think that does create like the us versus them mentality, but generally I think we treat it as like us versus us.
If you want to hear more of the dulcet tones of my sultry voice, go to wherever you get your podcasts and subscribe to WWE After the Bell. Do it right now.